Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I'm your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. And yes, today we are in studio with the Cannonball King himself, Mr. Spider.
Oh, no.
Spider.
So disappointing. Well,
I
I was going to say it's about...
Splashing and dashing.
Oh, whoa.
We're
Okay.
talking about...
All right, we're having issues.
But Spider's struggling today. You know what it is Alicia, he hasn't seen you in such a while that he got so excited that he's like
He's all
confusion.
discombobulated.
Yeah, you know, kind of threw me there.
I can't make
that
it
or he's
stop
blinded
playing.
by the pink shirt and he can't see his
I
buttons
love
in
the
there.
shirt, and it looks awesome on camera. I can't get it to stop playing the intro. But it's still going. I've hit stop multiple times here, so I'll figure that part out and get
When
back
Spider
to
can't stop it, we're in trouble.
Yeah,
This is my
It's AI
introduction
takes
to
over.
the podcast world.
Yeah, so, you know, we really sold Michael on coming out for the podcast and that he needed to be part of it, and this is what we intro him into.
Is it always a circus?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, the
100%.
answer to that is yes.
It's not always a circus. It's just when Alicia's here is a circus.
Okay.
I bring the circus?
You bring the circus.
You are the
at
ringmaster.
Okay with that.
Or at least you bring the circus out of us.
I'll take either one
You'll
of
take
those.
either one of those.
That's not my circus, not my monkeys, but the clowns really do look familiar.
Well, now you're scared. You mentioned clowns.
That was a
Just
good
saying,
one.
I'm
That
just
was a good one. Hey, everybody. Today we're sitting down with Michael Giampaolo and Alicia. We did not give Alicia her last name because we treat her like Madonna from Biolab to talk about something that we think is extremely important for where we are in our industry right now, and that is innovation. But not just innovation from a product standpoint. We're going to talk about how products are evolving, how companies are thinking differently, how education is changing, and how all that impacts the pool pros out in the field. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, Poolside Tech, Pool Brain, Knee Deck, and Encore Filtration. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, we have been spending way too much time together to the point that we're talking about having you just in that bedroom upstairs, just leave your clothes there so you're not having to travel back and forth. Good morning.
That was a conversation this morning. And you know what? It's starting to make a lot of sense. So we might have to do that. But good morning. Having a really good time hanging out with one of my favorite people in the industry, Alicia. And
I thought he was going to say Edgar.
No.
We told him he couldn't lie today.
Wow. Damn.
Coming out firing.
Just shots
I
fired
love you,
quick
Zach.
and
I
early.
always love hanging out with you.
Yes. Love it. No, we've had a really good time and hanging out with Michael and eating really good food,
We
which
did have really good food. Yeah.
it seems to be the
Yes.
thing now, and just talking pools. And it's funny because last night, we're talking shop, talking pools, and it's like I'm starting to realize all I really ever talk about is pools. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or what, but
It's a thing anyway.
it's a thing,
a
and
thing,
it's
yeah.
my thing, and I
Yeah.
love it. So I'm having a great time.
You know, before I throw this over to Alicia and I were having a little bit of a competition this morning, and I think we put money on it to who was going to be the very first person
Who was it?
that said
Did I
hello,
win?
and it was Jeanette.
Jeanette,
Good morning,
I
Jeanette.
won. Jeanette, good morning. I said, you let me know when Jeanette pops up. She is going to be in there and she's going to say hello, and I win. So I'll have to figure out what the prize for that is because we didn't settle that part. But I said it, did it? I said it 10 minutes ago.
I think
Yeah.
it was cash.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Cash
It was
prize,
$1.
yeah.
We were keeping it
It
low.
was like $100, I think.
Bragging rights. I'll take the bragging rights on this guy any day. So yeah.
So Alicia, good
morning,
morning.
Jeanette. Though, thank you. I needed those bragging rights, and you proved me right. So thank you, my friend.
So how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Excited to have you back.
I'm always happy to be here.
It's
having
always-
a good time. Yeah.
It's always one of those that we know the energy is going to be up, and we're going to have a good time when Alicia comes out.
Well, if we're not laughing, we're not doing it right.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
we're always going to have fun. So I'm happy to be here. We did have some great food yesterday. It was fun. I will like to point out once again, though, that when I said you had to pick the food, I picked both of the meals we had together.
She's like, so what are we going to eat? I'm like, you sound like my family. You sound like my wife, like deciding like you pick. And, so
So
but
I
she
did.
did.
Yeah.
She did.
You made some good choices.
Yes.
I did. We had
Yeah.
really good Mexican for lunch. And then I said, I don't care what we have for dinner as long as it's whiskey cake. So we had whiskey cake and it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So-
really good.
Yeah.
So,
If you guys haven't been to Texas and had whiskey cake, I highly recommend it. But,
yeah, we got to
yeah.
put that one on the tour.
Yeah,
See,
it
the
should
problem
be.
is we didn't give Michael the full tour. That's where we
he didn't
screwed
have,
up.
what is it, Andy's?
Yeah.
He didn't have
Andy's.
Andy's.
Yeah.
He didn't go to either Tenders
Or
or,
Buc-ee's.
Hutchins
Or Norma's.
or Bucky's or Norma's.
Yeah.
Well, that means I'm just going to have to come back.
Oh,
Yes.
done,
Yes.
done,
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
But next time when Alicia tells you, "Oh, we're gonna stay close to the studio," be like, "No. Let me find out from Edgar where we're supposed to stay."
I did screw up on
'Cause
the breakfast thing.
She
this
screwed
morning.
up half of your like. You would have gotten Norma's today. We would have gone back to Summer Moon and
Mhm.
Or biscuits.
or biscuits. Oh, biscuits is good.
Well, I almost didn't come.
Hey, did I tell you
Alicia,
this?
like, IMs me on Teams and is like, oh, so what are your travel plans
Uh
for the Pool Nation podcast? And I write back, wait a second, I'm coming?
huh.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah,
I said,
yes.
yeah,
I was like,
you are. Like,
oh.
I'm,
Like this is why we're
Like,
doing this.
was
yeah,
like,
that's
you
the
want
whole
me on the
point, buddy.
podcast? I mean-
He's like, I thought you were doing it. I'm like, oh, I've done it. Trust me. Like this
Yeah.
one's for you. We're gonna do this one together. And he's like, I should probably get permission for that. I'm like, get on it. Like,
I got it cleared. I got
yeah,
it clered.
Yeah, it was all good.
You
So-
just
so here we
ask
are.
for
Yeah,
forgiveness
yeah,
later,
here we
right?
are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I would say use Edgar's name, but normally that goes in the opposite.
I did.
You did?
It's all about relationships.
And did it work?
It did. He's like, Edgar.
Damn.
You're clear.
Then he said, if I don't go, Alicia's going to be mad, and that really went pretty
Yeah.
far too. So, apparently, did you not have a look when I'm mad?
No, I did not.
See,
I don't think I've ever seen you mad.
I don't think I get mad, but so
What do you look
according
like?
to I don't know because I say I don't have a look. My sales team says though I have a look when I'm mad, and it's like a
Oh.
blank. I don't know. It's like this look on my face. And they're like, "Oh no, we know when you're mad." And I'm like, I don't know.
No.
There's a look when I'm mad, but I don't know what the look is. So
Yeah, the only face that I've seen is like when you're like when you have a lot of stuff going on and you're focused, right?
Yeah.
You kind of boom,
yeah,
kind of get it. But I've never seen you mad.
apparently they see me mad and they say I have a look and it's scary. I'm like, I can't. I don't know. Like
It's because you're so happy in general. I
All the
bet
time.
they
I
don't see
try.
that face and get scared.
Yeah.
if I'm not smiling, I'm mad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet. Someday one of them's gonna snap a picture when I am mad. And
I
they'll be like,
s-
"This is the face."
We'll have
Can-
to share.
Can I please get that and we'll post that all over social
I
media?
am sure you will.
So hey, everybody listening out there, if you have a picture of Alicia, send it over to Edgar, right? And we'll so hey, we got David Jones. Look, David Jones is going Summer Moon, right? Like
Yeah.
sweet. And then oh no, see, Doreen's already calling us out, saying that we've done a disservice to Michael. He needs to take the True Roadshow out here in
It's
Texas.
true. Well,
It's true.
All right,
But
so,
you need a
next
whole
time.
day
That's
for
better.
it, really. Now.
yeah. So the next time you come out, you'll have to come out earlier on because that was the other thing. Alicia flew you in like midday on Thursday,
why
which
is this
normally
my fault?
normally, Michael,
Yes.
here's how it normally goes, Michael. You come in Wednesday night, and then we get together with you Thursday morning. We do breakfast, all that, and then we kind of start all of our get together and all that kind of stuff. And she cut it, and then on top of that, she didn't let you have time for us to go to breakfast. It's like you
Where was
really,
I Wednesday night?
I got the shortened version.
I wasn't sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. I'll tell you that.
Listen,
I don't know.
You got
somewhere.
to choose. You got to choose your priorities. So
You know what happened to me on Thursday? From the time I got on the plane or the time I got up, which was 2:45.
I was going to say, you did leave Wednesday
in the
night.
morning. And the time I got off the plane here, there was a 71-degree change in temperature. Just so you know what I went through to
shock.
get here. So,
Yeah.
so respectfully, shut it.
Yeah. I still don't feel sorry because you dropped the ball for Michael. So, but look out here. I love the pink, Alicia.
I wore it just because you said you like this shirt.
Thank you.
So,
It looks really
because
good.
98% of my closet is blue.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I
Just
wouldn't
kidding.
know.
Yeah.
It's even the part that isn't logo though, because half my closet. But even the part that's not logoed is blue.
By the way, I did a
Brings out my eyes.
I did a request when I was able to attend the BioGuard conference, which was actually freaking amazing out there. And I know we've already talked about it, but and we're going to talk a little bit about today. But they put out some merch for their new university, and I asked for a little white zippy.
It's ordered. It's just taking a minute to come
I'm,
in.
I'm waiting for it 3 months later.
It's coming.
I would have wore it today.
It's coming in.
I would have wore it
You
today.
didn't ask for a zippy. You asked for a hoodie, didn't you?
I said either a zippy or a hoodie.
Because
the white ones are cool.
The white ones.
The
are
white
cool.
ones look really
They're
cool.
also really, really, really stressful. But they're
Are they?
cool. Oh my gosh, they're white.
Yeah,
Everything white
that's
is
true.
stressful.
That's true.
Or maybe
true.
that's just in my world.
But by the way, I saw the little TikTok that you did with Rick.
Yeah.
With you got it. That was funny.
yeah,
So
that's Rachel. She's like, "There's a trend. You're gonna do it." And I was like, "Okay."
you're like, twist my arm. Twist
yeah.
my arm.
Well,
you're like, camera
says the
time.
guy that made
Let's
me
go.
sign an autograph on camera. You jerk.
So let's see. Alicia and I are twinsies in pink today. That's Jeanette.
Oh, Jeanette, see, I knew I loved you for some reason. I mean, a million reasons, but the
Yeah.
fact that you proved me wrong against Edgar was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. Hey, before we jump in here, I want to give a big shout out to you. She's on their Barstow Pools. Have you met Barstow Pools?
I believe so.
They are so
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Out there. Mr. Todd Pieri, Gray Shark Pools, says, hey, y'all, missed Alicia in Orlando.
Yeah, sorry.
We have got to get her a drink.
Which kind? I mean, anybody that knows me knows what drink you
Right.
have to get
So let's see
together.
what kind of drink is it?
Yeah.
And then natural chemistry is actually, we may have a few.
All right, that's fair.
Absolutely out
We don't really
there.
have a brand.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, big shout out to Quick Shop Pools, Michael out there in California. Hey, they're going to be opening a showroom, and that's, I believe, is going to be April 17th. We're going to try to get out there. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to have them come out and do a podcast on it. I think what they're doing for the industry and bringing everybody together on the builder side is kind of really
That's awesome,
exciting.
yeah.
So big shout out to you. Dylan, we'll see you next week out there at Raypack. Maria, Pool Girl of the Year.
Hey, Maria.
Is on there. And
Thanks
then,
for my hat. I love it.
and then Angela and Alex, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for jumping on. We are talking to Alicia and Michael today. There's some fun stuff I want to talk about,
Yeah.
especially from the innovation standpoint that we're going to talk about. But before we do that, hey, Raypack Boot Camp next week. It's going to be on Friday and Saturday. It's going to be out in Oxnard, California at the Raypack headquarters. Day 1 is going to be hands-on. Day 2, we actually are going to be doing business. We're going to be doing water chemistry. And we have a surprise for everybody that's coming out there. We have a new class that we're going to throw together at 9 a.m. With one of our newest sponsors that's coming out with a new product. But it is hands-on. So looking forward to that. And then we are doing the $10,000 qualifier. We just did the one at Heritage. We had 20 people that got in there. And first prize took a heater and $500. Second place took $300, and third place took $200. And I think our boy has met his match.
I do too. The
I
machine.
think our boy. So there's a gentleman that came out, Justin, and he was kind of quiet in the corner, and he came out to do the qualifier, and then boom, wired a pump in 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow.
Is that a new record?
I believe so. I don't think that we've had a time that fast. And here comes the thing: is now we really need to start, because we did all the qualifiers yesterday, so we have a website, so they have their rankings. But obviously this year we reset it, and I'm like, oh, we should have kept it so we could.
Oh, you could compare.
Qualify, compare.
Yeah.
But I think his has been the fastest, and he had 0 errors.
Is Daniel listening right now?
So Daniel Bodden, which won it last year and took $10,000 home. I think, not that you need to practice, but just to be aware, we are like, we were all
Well, can
everybody
he
in the
win it
room.
2 years in a row, or is it like?
Yeah. So what
every
happens
year?
is
Yeah,
if he
okay.
wins the championship, the title is his to be taken.
Uh-huh.
So there'll be 5 people that'll qualify. So technically there'll be 4
Yeah.
because he can already automatically come and defend his title.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
he doesn't have to qualify. He doesn't have anything. As long as he shows up, he's got a spot, and he's coming back. So, and,
Well, I would too.
and last year, it was interesting because we did 3, and they started, and he did a lot of trash talking and getting into
Oh,
everybody's
yeah,
head.
he
He
was
did
good
really
at that.
good. Like, he got into people's heads, and then he came over, and then he turns around, and he goes to do his, and he doesn't turn around. He doesn't look. He's just going at his own pace. And you can see the other people as they're going through, and then all of a sudden they start like getting nervous and starting and turning and looking and turning, and that starts to slow them down. And he's just like, just stayed focused, boom, boom, turns around, drops the tools, is like, I'm done.
Slow
So,
and steady wins the
yep,
race.
slow and steady. So
I think I could wire a pump in 3 days, maybe. Daniel, I'm not coming for you, but I'll cheer you on.
yeah. So this year we're trying to up the ante. So we had 20 qualifiers there, top 10 make it in, and then obviously what happens is, let's say that some of them say, hey, we can't make it over to New Orleans, and what happens is 11, 12, they move up into that qualifier right there, and then in Oxnard we'll do the same thing. We'll have the qualifiers out there. So excited about that, and we're trying to push that prize money up, Zach. I think we need to push it to like $20,000 cash.
That would be legit.
Isn't it? We're going to do that. We're going to figure something out. So
I'm gonna start sending all my team to the qualifiers.
You get a referral fee for that?
Yeah.
I
Just,
look,
you know,
half-
a guy.
half and half,
a little
yeah.
a little 10%.
Yeah.
Say, hey, we're partners
Yeah.
in this. I'll pay for your ticket and stuff. I just need 10%.
I mean, with the
10% back.
pot like that, we got to work something out.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. So, anyways, guys, let's get started because we are really excited to have you guys and talk about some of this new innovation that we're talking about. And Alicia, I want to start with you. You know, you've been here on the podcast quite a couple times. I think, have
Yeah.
you hosted the podcast yet?
No, I'm waiting for my invitation. It must have got lost.
Okay,
in the
so
mail.
here it is. Here
It's
is
with the sweatshirt.
It's with the
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
says the guy who called me a dinosaur. Okay. You're never getting a
As
sweatshirt.
soon as I
buddy.
get that sweatshirt, we'll talk about hosting.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
you know, tell us a little bit about yourself. What have you been up to? What's changed? You know, what's new?
Well, let's see. It's education season, so if you ask what I've been up to, it's been flights and hotels and schools and talking. And you know me, you hand me a microphone and a couple of people, and I'm always happy to stand up and talk forever. So I said something the other day, and I said, you know, I love to talk. And whoever I was talking to said, yeah, we know. And then they just kept moving on. So I don't know if that was a compliment or maybe a warning or I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So gosh, we've so many things going on in my education world. We're going to talk about some of them here in a little while. Launched a new learning management platform, which is super exciting. A little bit scary. It was probably the biggest undertaking of my career as a trainer and an educator. So that's been really exciting. That launched on March the 2nd. So it was nice to get that off the ground and get it out in the world and get it live. So I could,
What did you have? All 60 days to be like, here's your plan, execute.
No,
do.
it felt like it. The last 60 days were brutal. I don't, I love my job, but I don't,
But you got it launched.
It's launched and it
exciting.
launched on time. And I mean, there were out of those 60 days, I probably only cried on 57 of them. So,
Can I confess?
yeah.
You told me what you were doing. I'm like, there's no way you're going to get that done
Yeah.
that quick.
Did I?
And so I was impressed
I
when
did.
you
Yeah,
pulled it off.
We did. It was not
We.
an I. There is no I. It was a team effort for sure. But we did. We got it off the ground and launched, and it took a whole lot of people with a whole lot of work. But it was exciting, and we're going to talk about it here in a little while. But probably one of the biggest by far the biggest education initiative I've ever undertaken. So that's been top of mind for the last bit. But now we're in the middle of getting everybody ready for the season, and I'm out and about training and talking and making sure everybody is up to speed on all the stuff that we have going on. We've got some new products to talk about and getting everybody ready to go with refreshers on chemistry. And, if anybody follows along with me on Facebook, there's always a refreshing series of traveling for idiots to keep up with. Because if you don't travel, if you know, that's all I have to say. But I always say there's a whole bunch of idiosyncrasies out there for people that travel, and people are like, you mean idiosyncrasies? I'm like, no, idiosyncrasies out there. So anyway, always something going on. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Hey, really quick. Thank you. So the BioGuard team is saying thank you. Glad you came out to the BEC, Edgar. Yes, it was absolutely amazing. It's always refreshing, and I always call them our brothers and sisters that are kind of left to the side, because that event is similar to a lot of the events that we do, where it's community, it's coming together, it's legacy, it's like this big, huge support system, and it's
family.
It's family. And so it's very different than a lot of the events that we go to, whether we go to a big show or we go to association meetings or, all that kind of stuff, right? A lot more of that is just kind of geared towards business. People come in, it's business. But events like that, like the BEC, it totally feels like complete family. They're competitors, but they support each other. They want to help each other. The stories are just, freaking phenomenal. So I love going to those. So thank you always for inviting me.
He means that because the first one, he called me on like a concert or something that was going on. And so I'm trying to talk to him, and he's just so fired up, and he's like telling me all about it and the people he's met and the stories and like how. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? There's just music in the back. And I just imagine him like in the corner in the back trying to have a conversation with me. But yes, every time the BEC goes on, he comes back fired up and all about it.
Yeah.
And that was my first one.
And by the way, you
What a
killed
great
it.
introduction to the pool industry and the BioGuard family. It was just amazing.
How did that? Because you were in what?
You were a couple
May-
months.
3 months in. I
3
think.
months in.
And I'm telling my wife I'm going to Mexico. And she's like, what?
Everybody thinks you're just going to go down there and lay on the beach the whole
Exactly.
Yeah,
time. And,
that's what it.
Which
So they just came to you at 3 months in and said, by the way, 3 months in, by the way, we need you to tell exactly what the plan is for what you're going to,
Yes,
right? It's like,
yes.
I'm just in the industry
like,
for
I
like
don't-
90 days.
I don't know. But, we were, it's, again, team effort. So
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of work went into that, and was excited to get up on the stage and talk about what we're doing this year.
Yeah, and it was all natural. And I told you,
Mhm.
I geek out on the little marketing side, but man, you came up there and you had a plan. You knew exactly what you were doing. I enjoyed it, and I think that was one of my favorite parts, because you shared the vision very clearly, and everybody left the room going, we get it. It was easy to follow. It was easy to understand, easy what you're going to do. So very impressed that 90 days in, you have that plan, because that's not something that you're new into the industry. You don't have the background of how it all works, and to be able to kind of sit there 90 days in and go, got it. Here's the vision. Here's the plan. That was impressive.
Thank you very much.
So
I think that's a good segue, honestly, to get Michael to introduce himself to our listeners, because they don't know you yet. And I think before we get into the career stuff, I'd like to learn and have them hear about a little bit about your background, like outside of the pool industry. And
Sure.
kind of getting into that.
Yeah, happy to give you a little background on myself. So let's see, born and raised in Southern California, went to school at Harvard. So if I make a simple mistake, it's like, and you went to Harvard. So I get
we
that
word it
often.
differently in the
Like,
office,
like-
but we'll let him put it
Like
that
I
way.
have,
Sure.
like I have trouble spelling it, and so my wife just always, I can tell she's thinking that. I played football and baseball there, and then went back to Southern California, worked in the entertainment industry for 4 or 5 years, then went back to school to get my MBA. So I went to Duke.
From Duke, so we can also
Yes.
make fun of that.
you can make fun of that too.
Oh, they almost lost. Was it yesterday? But they pulled through.
They pulled through.
Everyone loves to hate Duke. Where was I? Oh,
So you,
yes. So got my MBA. That was
Uh-huh.
started my marketing career. So I've been just all over the place in terms of my career. Started in merchandising, worked at Target up in Minneapolis, global brand management, new product development, innovation. So I've been in marketing almost like 18 years. It just dates me.
You're leaving
little
out
bit.
your best job before this.
What would be my best job?
Toys.
yeah.
Hello.
I was
yes,
waiting for
my-
it.
yeah.
That was my
Come
global
on.
brand management right there.
Spider-Man,
Yes, I got to
Spider-Man.
work on Marvel, Transformers, Jurassic World, all the brands, Star Wars, all the brands I grew up playing in the 80s, and now I got to relive them, and I got to make the toys that my kids got to play with.
So what,
So
That's
it was
awesome.
perfect.
what was that like? Like, what were you doing with those brands specifically?
It was heavy product development, very seasonal business. So you're launching 70, 80 new toys each season, and you're working in 3 seasons at a time. So talk about fast paced.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about pools anymore. We're going to talk about all these brands
Yes.
here now.
Yes,
Because
the
like,
best
are
part,
you
like,
kidding
he's
me?
leaving
Like
out the best
Spider-Man
part,
and
right.
But it's funny. It's like, to my kids, that was the cool job. Then I went to paper products at Georgia Pacific, and then like,
Wow.
yeah, no, and then pool chemicals, and then
No,
my
that part's
son.
fun.
I was talking to my wife this morning, and she was like, the kids were asking where you were. And I was like, I told them where I was going, and they're like, what's he doing? Why is he only going there for a day?
Uh-huh.
And she's like, well, your father's going to be on a podcast,
Uh-huh.
and my son, like, talking about pool chemicals. Really? I was like, and she's like, yes. And she
I
she
love
giggles. But it's like, this is a fascinating industry. And we were talking about it last night.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like now the BEC was 90 days. Now I'm 6 months in, and just I'm loving it.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how it works? Because it's like my kids do the same thing. It's like how much pool can you talk about, right?
So much.
And then
Yes.
So much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they hate to go with me places because they're like, everywhere we go, we end up talking about, like, everybody talks about pool. I'm like, well, they asked me what I do. What do you want me to? And then they start
That's what
talking
I
more
do.
pools than I do. Like, what do you? And they're like, just can you just don't talk pools when we go here.
I don't know if I know how to have a social interaction outside of a pool specific interaction.
Yeah. But I can imagine Michael's conversations. How do this goes with those kids with those conversations? Let's talk about this product that we're developing right now.
Yes.
It's
like it does this.
enzymes.
Like,
What?
What?
Yeah.
It's fast dissolving.
And then he walks out the door,
Yeah.
out of the
Drop the
room.
mic.
Yes.
Yeah. We did have
It's
a
like
conversation
state of
this
the art.
morning about something, and he said, I got a lot to do, but this is the fun part. And I'm like, we need to work on your idea of fun, buddy.
Well, it's just like everything that's on the table that
Yeah.
we need to get done, not just
Yeah.
for this season, but next year and the year after that,
Yeah.
because we got to get moving.
What's exciting is like you're
Mhm.
coming from that like fast pace as you're talking about 70 different products like in a season and then
Mhm.
having to turn that around and then like shift gears into getting ready for the next season
Mm-hmm.
and then coming into what I would imagine in this industry is a little bit like you have a little bit more time to do things, so
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that's kind of fun because you can work with more things at that point.
But probably
Yes.
not. Because I think one of the things that people don't understand about marketing is you have to be way ahead of the curve.
True.
At
Oh,
this
yes.
stage, you're already thinking about next year, right?
Mhm.
And it's happened to us where this year we were so busy, like, man, we barely talked about the Heritage, Pro Service Academy and the one that we're doing now. And it just feels like we're so behind, right? And all of a sudden it's like, I just need the breathing room to start thinking about next year
Yes.
of what's happening. And for us, it's easy because we have the Women's Summit, the boot camp, right? The awards, that's kind of it. But you guys have lines of product everywhere, and you guys support retailers, service pros. You got all these different verticals.
And then
again,
training and education.
training
on all
and
of it,
education,
yeah.
and then Michael's 6 months in, right? So he, there's just so much going on from all those that it's stressful.
Yes, but drink it from a fire hose.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told people that in October
Yeah.
and November and December. And I'm
In the
still
beginning,
saying it.
every morning I'd come in the office. I just kind of peek my head over to see if his office light was on. I'm like, oh, good, he came back for another day.
I'm still here.
Next day, I'll do
yes.
it all over again. Oh, still here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
that's
showing up.
Yeah.
I'm
That's awesome. So how did you end up? So you obviously work in all these amazing industries, and I'm not saying that ours is not, right, but like your kids are saying, it's a big jump over into
yes.
pool. So how do you get into the pool side?
That's a great question. So, if you think about my experience, it really boils down to like innovation, new product development. And so that's really what gets me excited. It gets me going to work every day. And, I had no clue Biolab was in Atlanta. I thought Kick was just household chemicals.
Mhm.
Fortunately, I had a friend I worked with at Georgia Pacific, and he was able to connect me to the hiring manager, Ryan. And, I passed the interview with Alicia.
That's,
And then the
You didn't scare him off?
Wait a minute. I don't know. Did I scare you, Michael?
no,
No,
No.
probably
Good.
the opposite.
Pretty
Yeah.
friendly.
Probably the
At
opposite.
least I
Yeah.
try to be.
Yeah.
but what's I mean to answer your question is like what's attracted me is like industry leaders in R&D and innovation.
Mhm.
It's just excited about where you guys the vision to where you can take it, and it's all about delivering the best products, the most innovative products to drive convenience, make it easier for service, our dealers. And then, some of the projects that we've been working on for this upcoming year to come in and really make an impact on the company.
Are you gonna? It sounds like he wants to spill some tea, right?
Yeah,
Is
I
he
was
gonna-
kind of
you're
teasing
gonna-
it.
You're gonna
I was kind of teasing it. We can't
Teasing about the tea, huh?
teasing
yes,
about the tea.
yes.
Look,
But
I am
just-
not wiping up all the tea you spill, so just be aware.
Just be careful.
I'll have to be careful.
Yeah.
I'll have to be careful.
Yeah.
But
So
just-
just to let everybody know, there's some really good tea out there that needs to be spilled. But I had to sign an NDA last
did
night
have to
that
sign an
I
NDA
wasn't allowed to
last
talk
night.
about it.
Yeah.
And
That's-
Alicia came prepared. She's
Oh,
like,
it's like-
sign right there.
Edgar, before we even pour the first drink or have the first bit of food, you need to sign this, and then we can. Yeah.
But that's the fun stuff that I was talking with Alicia
Mhm.
about. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fun stuff is like coming in and launching a brand, relaunching a brand, coming out. How do you want to rethink about it? How do
Mhm.
you want to just disrupt how you go to market?
Mhm.
And that's the exciting stuff that I love to do.
I want to tag on to that because I love that. And I want to ask, coming from a different industry into a new industry, when you're looking at the pool industry, I'm sure you had to kind of assess personally,
Mhm.
making that move. What about the industry do you see like opportunity wise, or what excited you when you're looking at this? You're like, I'm going to go into the pool industry. What was like exciting about that industry versus some of maybe the other industries that you were in?
Well, I think I was telling you, Edgar, again,
Mhm.
yesterday, that it's very similar, believe it or not, to the toy industry and how you end up being a storyteller. And it goes back to the themes that I was presenting at the BEC on how you can use a theme to tie together your entire marketing, your brand strategy. It ties together your entire product line. It ties together your new products that you're launching. And then how you tell that story and go to market. I think that is one of the things that I saw as an opportunity of what I could bring to this industry. And, maybe it's a little different, but it's just natural, because that's my background.
I love it.
And it's funny. And I was, by the way, everybody listening, I was tapping into Michael yesterday, going, "Will you kind of come and teach a class on marketing for the
I
pool
did. I
pros?"
was
Right. You were there.
listening
You
to
were
this.
there. You were there.
Yeah, this persuasion
But-
happening.
An example, Zach, when we talk about marketing, especially for the pool industry, we get these fragmented things, right, with regards to marketing. And you'll probably see this, that some companies that would do this little piece of marketing really good, but marketing is really that roadmap, right? And it has to be hitting at every point, at every time that you're doing it. And I think there's been a lack of that from the marketing standpoint in our industry with all different products, with all different chemicals, with all different manufacturers. You don't get a lot of that. And when we were having the conversation this morning about what you were doing with your website and your trucks and all that kind of stuff, it just completely reminded me of what Michael was talking about, how you have to make sure that you bring all those elements in together so that when people are seeing it, they see it straight across the board.
You talk about companies too on the manufacturer side, but and I am excited about that. I've been finding a passion in kind of this as well. But a lot of the companies, the pros out there, have a huge opportunity to learn how to tell the story, bring the brand together. And there's so much more to it than meets the eye or what you think. And that's what and I'm gonna have to lean on you someday and give you the pitch because I really need Michael's approval, not yours.
Yes.
Well, you have my number.
Yes, yes. But
it-
I love that, and there's so much more to like the emotion that it brings out of you, and
Yeah.
how it makes you feel. Like I geek out on that.
Edgar, you mentioned all like the consumer touch points, but what's great about the approach is that it's a very similar story for the dealers as well, who then they work to bring it to life for their consumer that walks through their doors. And it's actually the same story that, I'm selling into the dealers that they're selling to the customer, their customers. And so there's a couple different layers, but at the end of the day, when you take a step back, it's the same story that you want to tell.
Yeah.
Whether you're seeing it online, digitally, or when you walk in store.
Yeah, there has to be that straight up correlation.
And it's all really emotional, though. Like, that's what we lose sight of. I think that no matter what we're talking about in pools, and we talk chemistry or equipment or construction or whatever, but it's still all very emotional because at the end of the day, the people using the pool or the spa or whatever are emotionally attached to that. And we have to remember that. And sometimes I think we lose track of the story and we want to make it about, I don't know, the features or the technical requirements or things like that.
Yeah.
That's not what's going to sell anything or really tell the story at all. It's the emotional piece of it that we have to keep track of.
Yeah, we talk a lot about it behind the scenes, right, with regards to the products or all the things. But homeowner, they just care about the feeling and enjoying the pool and the emotion that they're living in that pool.
Yes, and it boils down to fun.
It really does.
You're helping families have fun in their backyard.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
100%. So we talk a little bit about innovation, and I think when we talk about innovation, we're always thinking about, is software innovative, right? What things are they doing differently? Or in our industry, you look at products and are they innovative? And I won't go down that rabbit hole, right? There's not a lot of innovation there, but for you guys, an example, you guys really have to constantly be innovative with your products and doing it. And I think a lot of people don't hear about it because people just kind of think, oh, it's not sexy. But your guys' industry is a beast within its own, within the research and the development, and how sometimes product takes years and years and years to even be able to come out. And there's all these gates that you have to go through in order for that to, and it could be that you're almost at the finish line and then that gate closes and it's like, nope, out 3 years of this project and it's not going to work, kind of get rid of it, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's really interesting. But what does it mean for a company like yours on the chemical side to be innovative?
I mean, that means a lot of different things, but the world is changing. I mean, the pool itself may not be changing that much. The equipment may not be changing that much, but the world is changing and people are changing. So we have to always be aware. I mean, when we're looking at things, and we have our own labs, we have our own scientists, we literally, and Michael can attest to this, we have people that walk around our building in white lab coats and goggles, and they greet each other with a nod and a doctor. They really do. And I'm like, come on, you guys, like that is so nerdy. But they've earned that. So I'm not kidding.
Alicia calling somebody nerdy.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I can
That's
do
okay.
it because I'm a nerd, and I will own I am a nerd. I own my nerdiness.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're nerdier than I am. So, and they would agree. So, anyway, when we're, so we have innovators and formulators and people that are constantly doing the research, but the world is changing, and it's changing in the way people want to do things and like to do things, and we have to adjust to that. And that can be as simple as how people like to apply product, or how often they want to apply product, or automation, or whatever. There's 100 ways you can change that way. But we also have to be very aware of, pool water is different now than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. There's different stuff in it. There's different things that bathers are putting in it. There's different things rain is putting in it. There's different things the environment's putting in it, and we have to adjust to that to know that what we're treating now, and I get a lot of times that I'm teaching, well, we didn't do that 20 years ago. It's like, well, think.
I was that guy.
Yeah,
I was
no,
that guy.
I
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
And you're right. You didn't do that 20 years ago, but let's look at a couple of things. The world was different 20 years ago. Technology was different. The environment was a lot different. What comes into your pool when it rains is a lot different. So you have to adjust to what you're doing based on what's actually in the pool. And we do a lot of research on what's actually going into the pool. What are you treating? What do you need to remove or break down or kill or whatever? And then you also have to, just pay attention to the way people want to do things. And just because we didn't do it that way 20 years ago, we didn't have smartphones 20 years ago, right? And it's like, just because we didn't have them then doesn't mean we don't want them now. Just because we did it this way 20 years ago doesn't mean we don't want a faster, more efficient, better way. I mean, we focus a lot on how can we be the most efficient at how to do things? How can we be faster at how to do things? Or how can we, just make it easier on how to do things? It doesn't mean we can't do it the same way we did it 20 years ago. If you found me a flip phone that still worked, I could probably still make a call on it. But I don't want to do it that way anymore.
Yeah.
I want to do it differently, and I want more bells and whistles. I want a better experience. So we focus in on, we could do it that way if we wanted to, but we don't want to leave it there. We want to innovate. We want to keep bringing you, the next version of the smartphone that's better than the last one. We want to keep bringing you the extra bells and whistles and features and benefits and all the things that are going to make your life easier, make it easier to take care of the pool. So, and it's just a reaction to what's going on around you, and the world's changing all the time.
That's what I mean. It is crazy to think about, because we as people, it's like easier, shorter attention span, we want convenience. And it's like, you could probably come out with the greatest product, but if there is a barrier to use that product and it's heavily step involved and all these things, then it might not ever catch traction. And so that like easy convenience component has to be a focus on that.
We've had products that are really, really good at what they do, and they fail miserably because they're not user friendly enough, and we can't innovate them to the point of being user friendly. So no matter what result they can give, we can't. They don't succeed because we can't get them to the point where they're easy enough. And that's okay. We learn, we move on. We try to keep innovating them to a different place or a different function that will make them more user friendly. But they can give you the best result in the world. But if the steps that it takes to get to that result are too difficult, or there's obstacles, like you say, it's not going to work. So we have to keep innovating past that or through that.
Something important you said, and I never really was keeping this top of mind, but it's like everything has changed. Like, everything, like, weather patterns, environment, what's going in the pool, how a sunscreen's made, what a hair product is. And it's like, that is such a great talking point, because we talk about all the time, go learn as much as you can, even if it's something you don't do. So when you're in the backyard and you're having that conversation, like, pool covers, we don't have them, but I can tell you about them. And I think that right there is something that I know a lot of people get encountered with that. 20 years ago, I've had this pool 20 years. And it's like, well, there you go. Like, that's a great response to that. Yeah.
An analogy I always like to use is I tell people I grew up as a kid thinking I was going to die from exposure to acid rain. I worried a lot when I was a kid. But, you always heard about acid rain, right? Do you remember that? It's like, acid rain is going to kill us all. And now you don't hear word one about acid rain because the EPA made changes and you had to put scrubbers on industry and things like that. Well, we don't have acid rain anymore.
Yeah.
Is that a real fear?
It was for me. Maybe it was just me losing sleep over it.
That was in the 80s.
I had a fear of the Smurfs because they told me that they come out and kill you at night.
Hey, I watched Freddy Krueger too young as a child. To this day, I cannot sleep on my stomach because Freddy Krueger was going to come in and put those nails in my back and kill me. So it ruined me as a stomach sleeper for the rest of my life. But
My mom, rest her soul, she let me watch The Exorcist at like 5 years old, and I saw the devil under the bed that night.
I love scary movies, but when you're in like the second grade, it's a
bad idea.
Plan.
So
Bad plan. Anyway, so that's just one example. Like, we don't have acid rain anymore.
Yeah.
But that changed the way we take care of pools because we always had low pH coming into pools. Now we don't.
Yeah. And I was guilty at the beginning. I was the same thought process as like, look, why use these phosphate removers like when we haven't ever used them, right? But then somebody came and said, but the technology has changed, the education has changed, the knowledge has changed on it,
and the amount of phosphates coming into your pool has also changed.
Absolutely. And so that was kind of like a light bulb moment. I'm like, you know what? Never thought about it like that.
I'm open to everything. I have learned that I know nothing, and I'm a receptive to everything. I want to touch on, you were talking about innovation, and for us pool pros, like, we see a lot of things, and in the marketing world, in all industries, you see it's like new, innovative, and it becomes like just a buzzword almost that people use, and maybe there's not really a lot of change. But when you guys are looking at things. What do you think separates like real innovation from just something that becomes another product?
I think it boils down to problem you're trying to solve. Is that problem meaningful for the end user, for the service tech, or the dealer, or the consumer who wants a softer water in their pool? And then understanding whether or not that's problem's painful enough that they're willing to pay for the solution. Because if they're not willing to pay, then kill it, move on to the next great idea.
Right.
You know. Hey, I got a couple questions, and I want to actually start talking about some of the innovations, especially directly tied into some of the products that you do.
Perfect.
Specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double-locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are talking to Michael G. I like that. Michael G, you know.
We need some sax music in the background.
Yeah, Michael G.
The funny thing is, though, we call him Michael G to differentiate him from another guy who is also Michael G.
We call him Mike.
Yeah, but he's
Mike
We've
G.
got Mike and then Michael
Mike.
G. But he is Michael G. Not to
But the
be
Michael
confused
G,
with
the
Kenny
Michael
G.
G flows.
flows,
It
yeah.
flows,
Yeah,
and it
it's
sounds
Michael
good.
G.
You know.
And it's stuck now. You're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Ted
you
kept
always
saying
say
it
it.
over and over again.
Michael G. Yeah.
You always say it with like a Michael G.
Michael G.
Yeah. Michael G.
Yeah.
So is that how it goes? Hey, Michael G, come here. Let's
Ask
talk
Michael
about
G,
this.
Or I don't know. Ask Michael G.
That's
Yeah, Michael
next time I'm on the podcast. That's how you're going to introduce me.
Michael G.
G. Yeah.
So with a little Phil Collins music in the background. Michael
No,
G.
no, and no. If I
didn't-
could swear on your podcast, Edgar, and I won't, but I'd swear at you right now.
I feel
I-
bad that I brought that up
No, you don't.
last night.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I hate
No, I thought it
Phil
was funny.
Collins music. I hate
Here's
Phil Collins
what's
music.
going to happen. Women's Summit. I'm going to do the introduction. Welcome, women, to the 2026 Women's Summit.
Mhm. Yeah, no.
Welcome, your
I hate
MC,
it. No.
Alicia Stevens. The room goes
It does
crazy,
have a vibe.
right?
It does have a vibe.
Right?
Mm-mm.
Doreen,
see
if you're
it.
listening, let's cue that up. She'll be mad at us.
Doreen, if you're listening and
But-
want me to MC the Women's
but
Summit, you
that'll
won't
be-
do that.
Welcome, women.
She's got some leverage on her.
2026. You think I don't have leverage, bro? 2026 host. Alicia Stevens.
No.
Oh, that's so good.
Mm.
Oh, that's the way we're rolling.
Yeah.
You're-
I'm going to give you the professional version of F around and find out.
You're,
I'm
it's
going to
funny.
say, why don't we test this hypothesis and report back on the results, Edgar?
your face is almost as pink as your shirt right now.
Hate Phil Collins.
There's your angry face.
Yeah.
It's not my. I don't have an angry face. Have you gotten any pictures of my angry face?
Not
No.
yet, but
Mm-mm.
I'm sure it won't take long.
No,
I'm sure it
because
won't take
it doesn't
long.
exist.
No.
My team says it does. It doesn't exist.
Your team is working right now, so they're probably not listening live. But when they listen next week to the podcast, you know I'm going to get the messages.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
Yep,
see.
Yep.
We'll see.
So, hey guys, let's jump back. So we talked a little bit about that innovation, obviously, kind of in products, but let's talk about how the innovation shows up to your guys' side, because I think it's super important that companies, you guys are really responsible for the health of that water and protecting the bathers, and that's what you do, right? So, how does innovation show up into the chemical side of what it is that you guys do?
Well, let me highlight a particular product for that, the one that we have brand new this year. So we're constantly innovating. And like you said, when we're innovating products, what we're working on right now is what our customers will see a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, because especially if it's something that we have to register with the EPA, because that takes forever to do. So we're working 2-3 years out most of the time. But so we just launched a product this year that's been in the works for a while, obviously, that is called Shot Complete. And which funny, you saw it. We were talking about it yesterday. Then you said you saw it on your Instagram.
It was the very first thing when I opened up my computer today.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
Is that-
AI is always listening. But anyway, so Shock Complete is a brand new shock product that we just launched in our BioGuard line, and we were able to make it, and I'll tell you a little bit about it, but we were able to make it because, we had to rebuild our Lake Charles, Louisiana plant after Hurricane Laura, and because of that, we have the most technologically advanced trichlor manufacturing plant, the most modern, and because of that, we're able to create a trichlor product, which trichlor is traditionally very slow to dissolve. That's why we use it
Really
for sticks
slow,
and
yeah.
tabs and things like that, that it works well to slow dissolve and slow feed into pools. But we're able to take it and create a version of trichlor that dissolves instantaneously when you put it in the water. So it acts like dichlor in the water instead of that slow dissolved trichlor. So we created a shock product that you can shock instead of using dichlor or cow hypo, for example, which cow hypo tends to be slow dissolve. Yeah, a lot of times you have to pre-dissolve it or whatever. We created a shock product that goes in the water, dissolves instantly, never hits the bottom, doesn't lay on the liner, doesn't cloud the water. Cal Hypo will put a cloud in the water when you first put it in, especially if you put in a lot of it for troubleshooting. So it goes in, dissolves instantly. You could swim 15 minutes later after you put it in. And it's a quick dissolve trichlor-based shock that you can troubleshoot with. You can use it for weekly maintenance. And so that part in itself is innovative in that we're able to use trichlor to accomplish that. And we don't have to, Cal Hypo has it has its place, but it also has, you're adding calcium, you're adding a high pH, you're clouding the water a little bit. So this product kind of undoes some of that and lets us troubleshoot with a product that doesn't do all that. So that part is innovative. The fast dissolve nature of it is innovative. But then along with that, for Shock Complete, we blend in what we call our Silk Guard technology, which is something that we also blend into our sanitizers in the BioGuard line. And that technology, so, a sanitizer or an oxidizer, it has a main job, right? So our sanitizer, we want to kill bacteria. Our oxidizers, we want to. I am going to geek out.
I don't know if you noticed, but me and Zach paid attention
Yeah.
right away. We're like, okay, here we go.
Here we go. So sanitizer's job is to kill bacteria, and oxidizer's job is to break down contaminants, and our products do that. But we innovate in ways that we want to. Yeah, we do that. But then what else can we do? What else can the product do when we're also doing that? And we have an innovative additive called Silk Guard that we put into our slow dissolve trichlor sanitizers called our Silk Guard Complete, or our new Shock Complete oxidizer, and that additive goes in, and while we're killing bacteria or while we're breaking down contaminants, we're also adding something that softens the water. So water's going to feel better, and to a customer, they want that better experience. It's going to feel soft on your hair, skin, eyes. You're going to be able to tell the difference in the water on how it feels. And we put in scale inhibitors, so we're less likely to get that scale buildup or any sort of cloudy water because we put something in with these products that have another job completely to help keep scale from building up and help keeping cloudy water from occurring. And then we put in an actual corrosion inhibitor that coats all your metal parts and pieces so that you don't get, corrosion and damage if your pH goes out of balance or anything like that. We actually put a protectant in there that feeds into the water as you're shocking the pool or as you're sanitizing the pool that gives you another layer of protection against, damage or things like that. So our number one goal is to sanitize. Our number one goal is to oxidize, break down contaminants, but what else? And that's where our innovation comes in is, a sanitizer kills bacteria by definition. They all do that. An oxidizer breaks down contaminant by definition. They all do that. But our innovation then comes in, what else? What else can we do at the same time that makes a difference? And as Michael said, you got to be able to make a difference. You got to be able to solve a problem that somebody wants you to solve, or the innovation doesn't mean anything, right? So you don't just add something for the sake of adding it. You have to add something that means something. But water that feels better, equipment that gets protected, which means it's going to last longer, less damage that occurs if your water goes out of balance, things like that. That means something to a customer who wants water to feel good and they want to save time and money and things like that. So our new Shock Complete, for example, lets us provide a shock product, quick dissolve, no clouding, less pH impact, no calcium additive if you're already running at a high calcium level. And we add that water softener, corrosion inhibitor, scale inhibitor with it, breaks down all those contaminants, works great for weekly maintenance, works great for troubleshooting, chlorine demand, algae, whatever. It's kind of that the all-in-one shock treatment. And we're able to do it, A, because we have the new plant that can do the technology, and B, because we have that additive that we've innovated. Our nerds in their white lab coats innovated that, and we added in. So that's an exciting product for us. It's a great product for us.
I love the mindset, and I know this resonates with us because that's the same way that we are. Is it's like it has to solve a problem. There has to be a want. And I think too often, whether it's manufacturers, pool companies, whatever, people are putting out products that they think, or putting out ideas that they think people want or need, and they're not listening to the feedback of what people are actually looking for. And that is literally how everything we do, it's like from the feedback we get. So when you're talking about that, to me, it's like, yes, that is beautiful. I want to ask, Michael, we were talking about this yesterday, like the different tools in the toolbox, right? Like when you're out in the field, there's different things for different applications. What would you guys say, like as a pool pro, what would be my situation or approach when using Shot Complete? Like, where would that application be best fit for what situation I'm in?
I'm going to throw that over to Alicia.
Well,
like,
so
I'm still attending.
He's still
like,
the fire
chemistry
hose
class.
hasn't
Yes.
hit him in the face. With
Oh,
this.
I'm right
Yeah.
there with you. And
Yes.
15 years later, you'll still
Yeah.
be drinking from the fire hose.
I'll hold the fire hose and
She'll probably actually turn it on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
more
on high.
pressure.
Are you getting there? I'm getting this.
Yeah.
So for a product like that, we built it to be everything. So the way it slots into our line is, we work off the 3-step system. So sanitize, oxidize, prevent algae, and then we have, a product that kind of capstones all of that to make everything more efficient, which is our Pool Complete Weekly product. But so it was built to be our step 2 product. So if you look at our BioGuard line and all of our 3-step plus, which is our capstone product, is SiltGuard Complete, Shot Complete, Algae Complete, Pool Complete Weekly. So you see what we did was build out our complete line, and those are our bells and whistles. Those are our premium products that are innovative. I mean, those are the products our innovation goes into to give you all of the extras and the bells and whistles and everything. So Michael's campaign for this year is completely BioGuard, which I love, by the way. And so it's focusing on those products. So for Shot Complete, it's perfect for weekly maintenance. You show up to the pool because you do service, right? So for you'd show up to the pool, you fill up your chlorinator, you balance the water, you add your preventative algicide. I'll roll my eyes because I know service guys and you guys don't add preventative algicides the way you're supposed to, but that's a whole different conversation. And I know you, but you shock the pool, that's part of your maintenance. And this is the perfect product to shock the pool with. It's just part of your pool. Might look fine, but it needs to be oxidized on a regular basis. This is a perfect product for that. But it's also built, and it's also good for, I have a chlorine demand, I have an algae problem, I have cloudy water, I need to boost the chlorine and deal with the problem. It's a great product to use for that also. So it can be used in either way.
And I think there's 2 things here, right? So, and I'm going to put it into the Pool Pro application because that's where our mind goes automatically.
Yeah.
I have a very good friend of mine that, his guy went out and bought a bucket of trichlor instead of a bucket of dichlor. And he had a dark bottom pool, and the guy threw it all in thinking it was dichlor.
Now he has a freckled pool.
Yes.
And he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, Edgar, how am I going to solve this?" And I'm like, "Well, there's only one way to solve that. You have to replaster the pool. There ain't nothing you're doing, my friend." And this was, I don't know, maybe like 2009. And back then it cost him $6,000 out of pocket to, get out there and replaster that pool. So when you talk about these type of things, quick dissolving, and you're saying, hey, you're going to throw it in, it's not even going to hit the bottom. That's a huge right there. Like that's going to solve a major issue with a lot of the newer pool pros that haven't gone through all the education. Maybe they just started, they're just trying to maintain it. You go to the counter and it's like, yeah, give me a bucket of dichlor, and they give you a bucket of trichlor, and you don't even look, and you're screwed. Like and if you don't know, you don't know. That's the worst part, right? So the fact that with your innovation, you're coming in and you're doing that, right? The other thing is, why hasn't anybody else gone down that innovation path? You know what I mean?
For trichlor specifically?
Yeah.
It's hard to do. We couldn't do it until we had to rebuild our plant. So we didn't have the capability until we rebuilt our Lake Charles plant. And then when we were able to modernize, because we were starting from the ground up, then we were able to do it.
And I'm assuming,
and before that, we didn't have the capability to do
Was it intentional with that thought or that product in mind, or was that a result of just the newer technology? Was it
I'm not
if
I'm
we
not
redo
sure.
the plant,
I'm not
right?
quite. I'm not sure, quite honestly.
like a benefit?
Yeah, I
that
think
came out of
I don't
it,
know,
yeah.
but that was one of we weren't. I do know we weren't able to, and then with the new, the modern facility, we are able.
And so
to do
you
it.
have to have that modern facility and modern technology to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be a lot of people coming from behind doing it, because
to my knowledge, no one else can do it.
can do it.
Right? Yeah.
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 And you guys produce a lot of the freaking chlorine for the U.S., right?
Mhm.
How much of that do you guys produce? Do you know off the
I
top of your head?
don't know the number.
Where's
Yeah.
Ted? Let's call Ted. Ted probably would tell us.
I think on the household side, we're the second largest chlorinated liquid.
Yeah, that's
liquid.
liquid, but
Yeah.
trichlor,
Yes.
I don't
Trichlor,
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know the number, but
So, and your facility is like really state of the art.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of cool.
We still gotta go someday.
I know.
You
I'm
know,
actually headed down there in
couple
2
weeks.
weeks,
We'll
yeah.
be there in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not far from
Yeah.
me.
You want some pictures? We'll send you some pictures.
Yeah, send us some pictures of the part that you're allowed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
it's,
got to do so for next year. What we should do is we were going to try to pull it off for this year, but we didn't. But maybe our second Matrix class should be a trip out there. Maybe like 30 of the Matrix members goes out. We'll do our meeting out there in person, do the training, and do a
it's
tour
cool.
of the facility.
Yeah. So we've got a big meeting going on out there. So
Yeah.
it's different. Yeah.
So the other thing is obviously we talk about that. That solves a big problem for the pool pros,
Mm-hmm.
right? Number two, I'm going to go back to brand new pool guy, jumps in the business, doesn't really know what they don't know. But you have this product that has all these other things in it that are solving other problems that they might not even know, right? Whether it's the corrosion or if you're adding the algicide or you're adding whatever other. And I noticed some of your products, you add clarifiers too.
Sure. Yeah.
So, so that solves, a lot of those issues for the pool pros that don't have a lot of experience.
I mean, our goal is to. I mean, we like to take the multivitamin approach to things.
Right.
Like you can line up 10 different types of vitamins on your counter and take one pill of each to accomplish what you need to accomplish, or you can take a multivitamin that mixes it all together. For a service professional, the more we can mix into one product is the less things you have to put on your truck, right? Like the less things you have to carry around, less things you have to keep track of, the less things you have to teach your techs on how to add. So when we can combine technologies, add things in, add bells and whistles to particular products, then that's one less thing you have to do somewhere else down the line. And Zach, I mean, you train new people all the time. It's hard to get everybody on the same page doing the
You're
right things.
Tugging at
Yeah.
my heartstrings.
But it
There
gives
is-
them. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Michael. There is a old school and a new school thought process in this industry. And the old school is like everyone should be this amazing, well-rounded technician that knows everything, that every scenario they face, they know every tool, they know every approach, they know every. I get it, but that fire hose takes 20
Years.
years
It takes
Yeah.
to
time.
drink from.
Yeah.
And having tool, I think as we simplify some of these areas, it's like, well, now we can put more focus on training and understanding in other areas. So I am a huge proponent of what you're talking about right
And
there.
it automatically protects. Like you're automatically like that multivitamin approach, right? I think for us, we just want that one magic pill and then
Don't we all?
it'll never exist, right? But and that's the best way to describe it. It's that multivitamin type of approach with this pill, right? Versus the one that's coming from China that's cheap. And, we all know that good trichlor that comes from China that you throw it and you wear half of it, right? And you got the itch for the next 20 minutes,
Don't wear
it. Don't wear
Don't do
it,
it.
right?
Don't do
Wore
it.
it plenty of times, right?
Yeah.
But that's a huge difference, and it solves a big problem for the service pro that's out in the field.
Yeah, we have another product. If I can jump to a different product.
I was
and
gonna
talk
ask you about the next one,
innovation.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have another product on our natural chemistry side of the business that is built with that same concept in mind of let's make it as easy as possible. Let's take out some of the steps, but still accomplish the same end result. And we launched new this year. It's just algicide plus phosphate. And if you're familiar with our phosphate product, it's just it's a phosphate remover that doesn't cloud the water and it's pretty easy to use, as you say, removes the obstacles, because sometimes phosphate removers are a little bit difficult. They can be a little bit difficult to use. But so we launched an algicide that is built to prevent algae, which algicides do on their own. And then if you really look into the research, and we've actually done some really cool research. I mean, you've heard my algae presentation more than one time, but it was that got me to stop saying, I don't care if you take out phosphates, and start saying, please take out your phosphates. There's one slide in that whole presentation. That was the one that changed my mind. But so we launched because of that research and showing that removing phosphates will help slow down the growth of algae, or slow down the yield of algae, which means basically slow down blooms of algae. So yeah, we agree you need to keep your phosphates low. That's going to help us, right? And we want to put an algae preventative in to do the rest of the work, right? Because phosphate removers don't kill algae, but they can help slow down the growth of it. And then we still need to kill it because there's still going to be live algae there. So instead of relying on 2 different products to do that, we launched algicide plus phosphate. You can do it all in one step, right? So we put the algicide in, and we put the phosphate in all at the same time. And you can go in and accomplish both with one bottle. So you don't have to carry both with you. You can put both in at the same time. So take out a step, take out, one of the things that you're carrying with you from a service standpoint, or from a customer standpoint, if it's retail facing, which that product can go either way. The customer's accomplishing 2 things without having to figure out, when do I do this? What do I do? How much do I put in? What's going to happen to my pool? Like, just put your algicide in. You get them that product, you're going to accomplish 2 things at once. So,
And that's huge. You just mentioned it from the retail side, which I didn't even think about it, right? My mind goes to the service side, but
that's your brand. It should go to
it's
the service side,
yeah. right? But it solves the issue that we're talking about, right? The tricolor, fast solving. You solve some of those issues. You've got these other things that are into it. Zach, from the other side, you look at it from a homeowner standpoint that's going out to buy a product, and yeah, I mean, to us, this is what we do every day. So we're like, well, duh, that's really easy to figure out. But I remember the first time that we ever had a house that we had a pool, and shoot, I couldn't even figure out the drops the first time, right? And it was like, oh my, well, this and this and that, and what does that tell me? So to have to put a homeowner through, let me teach you 2 different things and how to track each one of them and do the, just solving that and putting that multivitamin into it thought process is huge.
You want your customers to succeed at what they're doing. And I'm a failed retailer, not my cup of tea. But one thing that, people would come in, we'd test their water, we'd, give them treatment plans and this and that. And it's like, yes, is there a technical, kind of bare bones approach that we can take to like solving some of these problems? Yes. And here's your step list. And then you're going to do this and then wait this long and then go to sleep and then come back and then spin around 3 times and do this. And then they're going to come back a few days later and go, I did all that and it didn't work. Right. Because somewhere along the line with that,
they missed a step.
Mm-hmm. But if you can give them something, if you can give them a tool that it is almost, I don't know if this is the right term, but it's almost like an insurance plan to guarantee their success, then you're going to be the authority. Your brand or your store is going to look like the ones, okay, every time I go in, I have success. So I think that's definitely something to keep top of mind.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just easier. I mean, consumers get intimidated, and you can apply that to brand new service techs too. Like, you get intimidated. You start throwing words like phosphate around and, oxidizing and things like that. Like, that's intimidating stuff, because the people, I always not make fun. I always kind of poke at people in my classes. I'll bring up a chemical equation, and it might be the simplest chemical equation, and I need to show it to make a point or something. And I'll be like, all right, those of you that didn't do well in high school chemistry and just stopped listening to me, come back. I'm going to explain it. It's okay. Like, it's all right. Or I'll be like, just close your eyes and I'll explain it. You don't need the visual, but you have to put it in terms that don't scare them off, and saying phosphate, people are like, what? I don't know what a phosphate is. I know what a phosphate is, but they don't know what a phosphate is. So when you sell a product like, algicide plus phosphate, they don't have to know what a phosphate is. Just here's your algae preventative. They know what algae is because that's their number 1 fear in a pool.
Right.
Every homeowner, that's their number 1 fear.
See it,
Why?
yeah.
Because the neighbor can see it if the pool goes green. They don't want their pool to go green. So they know what an algicide is. They get that concept. You can accomplish the second part of that, not scare them by saying the word. Anything that ends in an ATE is terrifying, by the way. Nitrate, phosphate, anything like that terrifies them, right? So don't do that. But here, just put your algicide in. We've accomplished something else along the way that's really going to help them and ensure your success is to the point you're making, without really even needing to educate them on why we're doing it. Like, we're just getting the job done. We don't need to,
It gives them confidence.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's what the consumer wants, that they're taking care, or the service rep, that they're taking care of the pool to deliver the best experience for them and their family.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being afraid in the backyard and not knowing, right? And if you're kind of giving them that tool, that solves a big problem. I want to talk about something else that you guys came out with that I got the 411 at the BioGuard conference. That was exciting, kind of, and innovative. What did I say?
The
911?
information.
I know.
Not the 911.
Did I say 911?
No,
No, I said
Oh,
what's
411.
411.
Oh, yeah.
Kids
this
today
is
don't know that term, Edgar.
Yeah, he has no idea.
You just Google it now.
Yeah. Well, now Zach AI and everything,
Yeah.
so you know.
You got the Claude on it.
Yeah.
Let me say that. You got the Claude on it. Anybody hadn't used Claude? I got introduced to that yesterday.
So, Zach, were you born? Were you born before Google or after?
1989. I don't know.
Oh, so you were
Before.
before.
You're
Right.
before. Wow. So your kids are going to tell you, "Oh, you were born way before Google." Wow. What was it like back then?
It was tough.
Hey, I learned computer skills on an Apple IIe. So.
I was Oregon Trail era.
Oh,
with the
did you die
floppy
of
disk.
dysentery
Yes.
repeatedly? Me too.
Who
Me
didn't?
too. Yeah.
What was that
Who
one?
didn't?
The
Oregon Trail.
What is that?
They have
What?
a card game of it now.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
it's
an
kind of
old
cool.
computer game.
Oh, computer game.
You didn't
Yeah.
play it? Did you play Where in the World is Carmen San Diego?
Of course.
I can still sing that theme song.
Although
Sing
my
Sing
kids
it.
played.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? I'm not kidding. It's,
They had a PBS show.
it's
A quiz show.
anybody that's played it. Well, they can attest. Although I'm a terrible singer, that is the theme song to Carmen San Diego.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was in Puerto Rico. We didn't get PBS.
Carmen San Diego was in Puerto Rico at least once, though. Yeah.
Doing some shady stuff there.
So let's talk about this new product that you guys came up with.
New product.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean new university? Is that what we're talking
No,
about?
there was
No?
one more product.
Oh, we do have
Oh.
one product.
Oh.
Michael can do this.
I can tell you a
one.
little bit about
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
The new pool fragrance that we're launching this year, and so from
I like to call it pool perfume.
Per Perfume,
Yeah.
yes, it's a new category,
Mm-hmm.
and we brought our sort of expertise to the fragrance or the perfume for pools, and it's launching this May. Very excited about it, but the problem is like, what is a pool fragrance, and educating the consumer about
Yeah.
what kind of pool experience that it can bring to life for you. So it's like, how do you bring it to life from a in-store perspective,
Mhm.
retail? And so we spent a lot of time developing displays on how you bring that scent to life
Mhm.
within the store, so that they understand what it is and what it does, so they take it home. So because it's an impulse purchase,
Right.
it's an add-on to your existing chemical purchase. And so if they like the smell, they'll throw it in their bag and take it home.
I know if it was my wife, she'd get it because our house has like 50 different plugins with 50 different smells.
You can't plug this one in.
This one
Joey.
does not plug in.
No,
Yeah,
you
safe-
don't want to plug
safe
this
for
one into.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like my wife and my daughters are all about the scents and the smell. My daughter, Sienna, she always wears 10 different perfumes, and I'm always giving her
Hopefully not at the same
Not at
time.
the same time. I'm always complimenting her. So then she went out and bought me 3 different perfumes, and she's like, so she's into that. And now I'm like, for my office, Zach, if mine broke, and I was complaining the other day that it's kind of not working, but obviously you have a lot of homeowners, right, and kind of into the retail space of it. So how does the product work? Do you just add it once a month? How does it?
So,
Go ahead.
you want to take that?
Sure. It's a simple pour half a bottle in for, I think it's a 20,000 gallon pool. It'll last, up to 5 days. And it's really targeting weekend pool parties.
Okay.
So when you're having a large group over and you want to create that sort of backyard oasis, that's the marketing language that we bring to the table with that.
We had a good
That's
conversation.
Actually a
though.
good idea. For
Yesterday,
weekend
you talked about it as a potentially being a calling card, which I thought
Yes, for
was
service.
really interesting because it immediately made me, and I mentioned it. It made me think of like your turn down service of like getting the chocolate on the pillow. Like
Mhm.
we were here, this was done. That type of approach.
Yes, from a service perspective, you can let your customer know that you were there. Their pool smells remarkably fresh, a nice tropical scent.
It's a scent we built, actually.
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it just one scent? Or?
it's just one
just one
scent.
scent?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we worked with a scent house and actually built it. And everybody thinks our jobs are really glamorous sometimes, and then sometimes it's like you have to go to the lab for 30 minutes. I'm like, to do what? Like sniff things.
Smell
What do
stuff.
yeah, smell stuff. Yeah. Sometimes when we're innovating water softeners, it's like you have to go to the lab today for 30 minutes to do what? feel human hair, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So jobs are not always glamorous, but yeah, it's So we built the scent from the ground up. We used a scent house to make it be what we want. It's a tropical kind of beachy vibe to it. You when you put it in, you get a good punch of scent for 8 to 12 hours, and then it starts to dissipate over. It'll last, it can last up to 5 days, but you get that kind of real good scent for 8 to 12 hours.
Get that call. Did you guys come by today? And I'll be like, go out and smell the
Go
pool.
smell the pool.
Exactly.
And then get back to me.
I always say I pay somebody to clean my house because I'm never home, and I'm never home. So the last thing I want to do when I am home is clean my house. So I'm not ashamed to say I pay somebody to clean my house. And I always know that when I walk through the door, if the house cleaners have been there, because it smells amazing in there. It's like it's the same thing
Yeah.
with the pool. Like when the
That's
pool guys
so
have been
true.
there, because your pool's going to smell amazing. So.
Yeah, for me it's two. It's the Fabuloso smell, and then I want the bleach smell inside the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's like that's how you know. And people walk in. Oh, you clean the house. Oh,
Yeah.
you clean the
So you clean the pool. You've got that smell. So yeah, it's
Love
great.
that. So when does that come out?
In May.
In May,
So early May.
early May.
Mhm.
Very cool.
And we're doing some displays that Michael put together that we're actually giving these reed diffusers. So you put the reeds in there and you can smell the product. And yeah.
I was going to ask you, how did you
Yeah.
manage that for the marketing? Is like because you want that store to smell like
Yes. Yes, and we're doing scratch and sniff stickers. So if
that. Zach, those are those little. You scratch them and you smell them. That's what those are.
Yeah.
so usually popular when I was growing up.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it. I like that.
I just got to do some slap bracelets now.
There you go.
Have you ever taken one of those apart? Do you know what's
Oh.
actually inside them?
No.
Big piece of metal.
They're tape measures. Like
That makes
Oh.
sense.
it's
yeah,
exactly
'cause
what
the
it
tape-
is, though.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
take them apart. That's usually what they are. It's recycled tape measures. Yeah,
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
yeah.
All right. So,
Things that live in my head, I shouldn't know what I
Yes. You learn something new every day.
or you die. So-
Alicia, I want to talk about something that I know you're passionate about. It's what you've built.
You want to talk about old fashions?
Which, by the way, now that I say that, oh my God, I forgot about all these people that are on here.
Did they
really
get it
quick.
right?
Yes, yes. So a long time ago. Oh my God, everybody that's listening, I'm so sorry. I've forgotten all about you guys over here. So big shout out to Maria out here and Gabe. What's going on, Mr. Todd Pieri? Oh, old fashioned is her drink.
Yeah.
Out there, Phil Franco. Ride Yukon, Bob, what's going on? Poolside with Brian's over there. Eric, big shout out to you.
Disney hugged you, Brian.
Yep. Fabrizio out in Florida, big shout out to you. Barbara, big shout out. The Chlorinator, happy Friday, my friend. Clearwater Pool and Spa, which was who had the post of the complete shock
Yep.
was on there.
Shock and awe.
Let's see. Aquatic Pool Care, GP Lifestyle. Debbie, big shout out. Celebration Swimming, Paradise Pool Services, Berry Blue Pools. Mr. David Jones, big shout out to you out there. Susie, 7th Gen, AE Pool Services, Antonio, big shout out to you out there. Scotty Prime, big shout out. CC Pool and Spa, Michaela, how are you? And coming back over here, Mr. Jim Blanton, big shout out. Hello, kids.
Hey.
Office day today and enjoying the show. So we really appreciate you out there, Jim. Keep doing what you're doing. And then Jeanette said, love Alicia.
I love you too, Jeanette.
Right. So
Yeah,
she's
sending you a giant hug and hope to see you soon.
she's so awesome, right?
She is,
So
yeah.
anyways, big shout out to everybody out there listening. So Alicia, I want to talk really quick about that project that you've been working on that took you like 3 weeks to do.
Yeah,
Quick,
3 weeks.
Got it
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
man, I wish I had a boss like you. Give me the tool and I'll do it in 2 days, you know? So let's talk about your project that I don't even know if I should say the name of it. Like it's your baby, so you
It's
should.
my baby.
It's
Well,
your baby.
It is my baby, but
It's the hoodie that I'm still waiting for.
I will get you your hoodie. Yeah, I'll get you. You want white or you want navy blue?
I want
You
white.
want the white.
I want
Okay.
white.
All
Yep.
right. There are select people out there that have these hoodies are a hot commodity. I'm telling you.
They look really
Like, they
cool.
look, yeah, they are very.
You have
cool.
to sign it.
A small.
Yeah,
A
small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I might have one in my office. Okay. All right.
There even is a Letterman's jacket.
I know. I saw that.
Hanging
That
around
was
the
pretty
office.
cool.
Yeah, and the cardigan sweater, and there's all sorts. When we when we swag something, like if it
Swag it
doesn't
to
run
death?
away, we will swag it. Like, we will swag it. I have a running joke with a friend of mine because I will show up with something and she's like, "Is there anything you don't put a logo on?" And then now it's like, "Do you have pillows?" And I'll send a picture of like a pillow. And she's like, "Do you have
no.
this?" And I'll send a picture. She's like, "Seriously, is there anything you don't put a logo on?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess it remains to be seen." Anyway, yeah, my passion project. So I'm passionate about education and training and things like that. But we launched brand new on March the 2nd. And I kept saying if I get there and I live through it, it's going to be the best birthday present I ever gave myself. So we launched brand new BioGuard University, which we absolutely couldn't be more excited about. So it is the first step in a complete giant education overhaul across a couple of different places in our brand lineup, but it was definitely the big passion project. So we took our online training specifically, and we did a video overhaul right before COVID, which was fortunate. We had started it before COVID, and it served us really well as we got through the COVID years. But so we had done a bunch of green screen video and shot a bunch of content. And I always like to tell people, I'm like, yeah, when we shot that content, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. And we shot it with 43 cameras. So anyway, this podcast is also being shot with 43 cameras today. But so we overhauled it all, and we did a bunch of video, and it was great. And we were so proud of ourselves. And then 2 months later, we changed our mind about something. We discontinued a product. We do whatever we do, change a product name. And the video is immediately outdated. Like no matter what you do, you're immediately out of date. And to change it, and you've helped me do some of those changes, Edgar. You have to go back to the green screen. You have to reshoot the video. And I'm like, what shirt did I have on? How was my hair? Like, can we match the audio quality? And you can't do any of that. So then you've got this mismatched video that you're trying to string together, or you just can't get back to the studio. So you're just out of date. And now, for the longest time, we had online training where our dealers were trying to use it, and they'd be like, okay, do the online training, but here's the sheet of things that aren't right, and that's confusing. Like it's already confusing, and then that's even more confusing. Anyway, so we just absolutely tore it apart and tore it down to the studs, and we rebuilt all of the content and re-imaged it and recreated it and laid it out differently and made it more direct. But we really leaned into AI, because that's the way of the world. And as much as AI is scary, it's also really cool. Like AI is really, really cool. And so we created our new platform. So we had kind of a 2-part process. We took all of our training, and we had, I think it was almost 20 hours of training to recreate. And we needed to recreate the content, and then we needed a better place to put it. So, and Edgar, you know how important the platform part of it is. And we were basically on, I call it a Mickey Mouse platform that just wasn't doing it for us. We were limited in what we could do. We were limited in what we could host. We were limited in how we could report out. And honestly, it was labor intensive for me, and our dealers had no visibility into it. So we needed to redo the content, and we needed to get a new platform, which doing those things at the same time might have been the worst decision that I've ever made in my career, but we did it all at one time. So we launched new BioGuard University on a brand new learning management platform. We went with Adobe, which is a really high quality product for the platform itself, which gave us a robust place to put everything. We have got more reporting than we know what to do with. We can, we've got insights, we've got trends, we've got data, we've got certifications, we've got badges, we've got gamification in there now where we can run contests and set people up against each other and have competitions and how quickly they do things or how much they've done or how well they do. And we've just got all sorts of things on the platform itself. And then on the other side of that, the content side, we invested in an AI platform, and we took our content. Now, let me be clear, AI is not building our content. I always like to joke, our content isn't powered by robots. It's still powered by old fashions. Todd got it right. It's still powered by old fashions. But AI is not building it. I'm still the one, my team is still the one. We're still writing the words and putting the scripts together and building the content, but then we're turning it over to AI to be able to present it in a way that's relevant and appropriate. And when we need to make a change, we can just pull it down and change it real quick and re-upload, and then we're up to date. And then we change our mind again and we can be up to date. And there's no lag, there's no barrier to keeping it, all of the information where it's. I mean, we launched 3 weeks ago now, and when you're launching that much content all at once, you find bugs in it, things like that. Right. And someone will point out, hey, this graphic isn't the right graphic for this. Oh, no problem. We pull it down, we change it, we put it back up. Or, hey, that dosage wasn't typed in correctly. No problem. I don't have to re-record anything. We just change the script, put it back up again. And we're just constantly, every day, we're making tweaks and changes to get everything up to date.
We have a clip, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I think we have a clip.
I think we have a clip. So for those of you that are listening to this, you're going to have to go back to YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and kind of be able to watch it there. But Spider, can you roll that clip?
This is Avatar Me. We've named her Felicia.
Felicia.
Because she's fake, but this is Avatar Me. Go for it.
Welcome to the BioGuard University. We are so excited to be here with you and ready to talk about pool chemistry, chemicals, and all things BioGuard. We've got an exciting lineup of education to offer you, but in order to build up to the tough topics, we need to start with a solid foundation. So let's begin at the very beginning of pool care. Pool care basics. Pool care basics. I know some of you just rolled your eyes and said, I don't need that. But you never know what you might learn. Empecemos por el principio del cuidado de la piscina. Lo básico del cuidado de la piscina.
You're a fast learner.
Commençons donc par le tout début de l'entretien des piscines. Cominciamo quindi dall'inizio della cura della piscina. Laten we dus beginnen bij het allereerste begin van zwembadonderhoud.
This is my favorite.
それではピュールのおちょきれの手部から始めましょう。Fangen wir also ganz am Anfang der Poolpflege an.
You're the CIA.
So that, first of all, like you heard in the beginning, I left the voice funny in there because you heard in the beginning how high-pitched it was.
Right.
And we cloned my voice. Like we cloned my voice. And then you heard it dropped like 3 times in the course of that video. And we left it like that to show like we kept training it and training it and training it, which is really creepy when you think about like we keep making the avatar more and more and more like me. Facial expressions get more like me. The voice gets more like me. So we're literally training the avatar to mimic me. And we love Felicia.
We love Felicia is what they typed on there.
And so you can we've trained it to be more and more like me. So that was all avatar based. Like that wasn't me doing any of that. That's a typed out script.
Next stop Hollywood.
Right.
The AI new actress breaking into the
scene.
scene. Alicia right there.
I want to see a bit training from now on where like your AI person walks out and like talks to you and you're like, no, you don't do that. And you guys have a little back and forth.
That's a great idea.
Do it, yeah.
When you do your trainings at the Western or whatever, kind of go back
Start
and
with
forth
Felicia,
You're going to have to figure out which one's the real one.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I have had people that know me, you can tell that's not the real me. But people that don't know me, they're like, no, that's a real person. I'm like, no.
And you speak Spanish?
And Japanese?
I know.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
But that's cool. Like our friends up in Canada, they haven't had French training ever because I don't speak French, right? Well, I do, but I usually got my mouth washed out with soap. So we've launched in Canada. We've launched a French training, which they've never been able to have because this is now click button translation for us. So if somebody said, hey, I just hired someone, their first language is Spanish, they'd rather learn in Spanish, no problem. Click the button, send it to Spanish, send it off to them, and they can have all of it, all 20 hours or whatever we have available in Spanish.
Can I ask you on the Spanish, is it like true Spanish or is it like Edgar Puerto Rican Spanish?
I don't know, Edgar. I can't understand a word of it.
Because we sit there and we say...
Do you want to review it?
We sit there and we say, tengo una piscina y en la piscina bajo complete shock. And then
well, that's probably about right. Yeah, yeah.
We're all Spanish. We say the name complete shock para tu piscina.
Yeah. So anyway, it's given us so much runway to be able to get content out. We keep it relevant, build in a hurry. So we've, and we've got these learning paths for pool maintenance tech and spa care specialist and troubleshooting technician and water testing technician. And so we have all these learning paths that we've launched. And at the end of each one, you get a certification for finishing in that. And we're sending out lapel pins. Like, you see it, like Home Depot has the patches or whatever.
Right.
So but we're sending out lapel pins and lanyards. So as you finish each certification, you get honored for that, or you get awarded for finishing that. And then at the end, you can take a big capstone test for all the chemistry, and you can be a water care expert, which
Yeah, and it's cool. And I think one of the things that is so difficult in our industry is we're so education heavy, and things are constantly changing. And you, Alicia, you just don't see, like, we pulled you into the pool service side.
you did.
But,
not unwillingly. I just hadn't been exposed.
Yeah, but the operation that you guys have with the BioGuard dealers and all the different stores that you support, right? And a lot of that is you're not just, those are independent people and go figure everything out. Like, you guys are such a support system for them, whether it's financials or training or chemistry or operation or marketing or whatever it is. Like, there's such a big, huge support to it. And that's constantly changing because products are constantly changing, right? So now you have a product that you didn't have that now has an algicide and a corrosive inhibitor in it and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, like you said, that has to go to the trash. That has to come. So literally, you guys are in a spot where you're having to create content 24/7 to upkeep, all these things, and to be able to have a tool like that is huge. And then you cross over to the pool service side, right? And then that training is completely different.
And we have a version coming. So this has to come in waves and phases.
Right,
'cause there's only so many hours in the day, and I can work a lot of them, but I do have to sleep every once in a while. But for our natural chemistry products and our Pro Series products and stuff, we will have something not quite like this, but similar to this, where we'll have AI-based training for those brands also, and that's coming, and we'll have it on a platform where people can access it and have 24/7 training at their fingertips, and we just keep building. This is phase one. There's so many more phases, and somebody asked me, when will BioGuard University be completely launched? And the answer is never. It'll never be completely launched, and I'm great with that. But we'll have BioGuard University. We'll have a natural chemistry version. We'll have a Pro Series version of it, and we'll just keep building, because there's always something, in our world, if there's not something new to talk about, we're not doing our job correctly.
Right.
And, this is chemistry training right now, but phase two is sales skills and marketing information and retailing and training aimed specifically at the service pro. And we've got, it's a work in progress for sure. We've got so much more work to do.
It's truly innovative.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, like, you can bring faster education, better education, and then you open up access to so many more pool pros that because of language barriers. How many people out there don't have the learning opportunities that are industry specific that we have because it's not in their language? I mean, that's pretty crazy on that scale if you think about it.
Yeah. And it's great that you guys are early adopters, right? And people will sit there and go, "Oh, well, it's AI or whatever." But look, that's the way of the future, right? And so
it's quirky, and it's, the avatar's not perfect. My voice isn't perfect. And, and it's not just me. Like, we have other avatars and other people and other things. It's not, that are like, our French speaker is not me. Like, it's Pierre. Pierre's our French speaking guy. And we picked him from a bank of avatars because our Canadian guy said, "Oh, he looks French." That's not exactly what he said, but I can't say what he exactly said, but he looked French. So Pierre does our French speaking training. It's not, so it's not just me. I'm, my avatar's there, but there are other things and other people and other avatars, but we have the ability to do so much with it and deliver so many different messages in so many different ways. And we don't require a video shoot and a green screen studio and someone's time and how expensive it is and things like that. So, we made a big decision, and we made a big upfront investment, and then 14 months of my life went into getting to March the 2nd, and we got there and we launched, and we still have a lot more to go, and even the next couple of weeks we're going to have more content coming, and
Right.
even just to get ready for this season, we have a lot more to get up and ready. But beyond that, we have so many big plans, and I write goals every year, and my goals for 2026 are giant for this, and then 2027 they're even bigger, and 2028 they're bigger than that, and it's just going to be a process to keep building and growing.
That's awesome.
And for me, just, I'm 6 months in, to come in when there's just so much transformation, not just within the industry, but also within this company. Is what another big, exciting draw it was for me to come in and join.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That almost sounded like a segue to spilling the tea. Is that what
No.
we know? No.
We
That's what I
discussed
felt
this
like, right?
last night.
Zach,
We discussed it this morning.
did it not feel like he was about to spill the tea?
We got a lot.
Mom is a word?
Well,
There's a lot of exciting things coming up.
Pool pros, hang on, we're
Yes.
Oh,
we're coming. We're coming.
Mhm.
We're coming. Just hang on. We're coming.
Yeah, we were talking about the back half of this year with
Let me try
with
that.
Edgar.
Yeah, they definitely have something coming out that's going to be big. It's going to be a. Let me be quiet. It's going to be big.
It's gonna be
It's
big.
going
We'll
to
leave
be
it at that.
big. It's going to be.
Yes.
It's going to be huge.
Wait, I think you said disruptive.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, and I was trying not to,
No, say it.
but
It's okay.
but
Yeah.
it really is going to be a disruptor in the industry.
y'all are walking a tightrope right now.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, John. I mean, Zach. Zach always keeps us on the on the
Yes.
up and up. So, hey, let's do this. Let's take a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we want to get some final thoughts.
Sounds good.
All right.
Pool pros have specific
All
needs when it
right,
comes
perfect.
to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
One final
What? Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast.
Sorry.
Why are you yelling at him?
Perfect.
She's just like perfect timing, right? She's like, let me wait till the ad commercial is
then
over,
ask-
and then I'll
into a
ask you a
final
question. So,
thought. Yeah.
'cause you know why she did that? Because she asked me while everybody could hear it, and if I say no, then I'm going to get bashed for
That's
saying
right,
no.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But hey, everybody, welcome back. We are with Michael G.
Michael G.
Michael G.
I like the way that sounds.
Michael G.
Yeah.
And Alicia. I was going to try to do Alicia S, but it just doesn't have that flow. Alicia
No.
S.
No,
It doesn't flow.
work. Yeah.
But anyways, hey, we are excited to have you guys here today. You know, it's one of those things where it's very easy to talk about innovation when you're talking about technology, when you're talking about software, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, for what you guys do, especially for the industry and how big of a footprint you have in the U.S. and how much you produce for the U.S., it deals really with the health and safety of those bathers in there. And it's really important for a company to take that innovative step and, you know, obviously take care of the bathers, but not just take care of the bathers, but look at what other those products, what other issues they can solve and kind of go out and solve them for the pool pros and help them be successful. So love that you guys are spending a lot of money on research and development.
Mhm.
Love that you guys are constantly, you know, trying to be innovative in that space where people are just like, well, how innovative can they be? Right. Well, there's a lot of ways to be innovative and even
Yes.
categories that you're introducing and that you're kind of bringing into market. So absolutely love to hear all about that. Obviously your university, which I know that you're very passionate about.
Very
Great
passionate,
stuff.
yeah.
So before we get into final thoughts, let me just kind of give a couple little last minute shout outs out here. Michaela says, excited to check out the pool perfume.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
Maybe we should. I've been thinking about maybe it's pool-pourri. I don't know.
Pool-pourri.
Like
Pool-pourri.
pool-pourri.
I have to go back and trademark that.
Yeah, you don't want poopery.
Not poo-pourri.
'cause it-
Pool-pourri.
Yeah,
There's
but
an
that-
L in there.
But that's
But
what's going to
Edgar
happen.
can't say his L's
That's
very well.
that's
so-
what's going to happen. Everybody's going to buy like poopery. No,
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
fair.
no,
All
no,
right,
no,
pool
no.
perfume.
Pool
All right,
perfume.
moving on,
Yep.
moving on,
So, anyways, big shout out to her. Antonio is saying, "Hey guys, Meets and Sweat, Golden State Pools." I was just telling Alicia
Yeah,
the
we were just
story
talking
about
you guys. So hey,
coming out here and obviously kind of letting him know, obviously while he was in his honeymoon, that he's coming over to do a podcast.
bad form. Yeah.
So 7th Gen, SCP San Jose, big shout out to you out there. Lorraine Design Concrete, big shout out to all you guys out there. Mr. Zachariah. Oh, and by the way, final shout out to here too is Leslie. Leslie's on listening
Hey,
to us.
babe.
Yeah, what's going on? She's like, I haven't seen you in a couple days. Actually, a couple months. that you've
She's
been
just
going to
making
Edgar's.
sure I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Still alive.
Yeah.
He's fine. We fed him and
She's like-
watered him. He's okay, Leslie.
She's
really.
like,
Yeah.
I have
Proof
a
of
husband.
life.
I have a husband 3 days out of the week.
Yes.
The other 4 he's
Yes.
traveling, and so I want to get some final thoughts. You want to do some final thoughts?
I just wanted to say something.
So last, or do you want to go now, or last?
I'm gonna go last.
Last.
Mhm.
Final thoughts, Zacharias.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of tag on to what you were saying, but I think what's awesome as I've got to know you guys and through the years, and one thing's apparent, like you're a big company, and a lot of times what we see is like a stagnation. A big company they become an anchor, they have a hold on things, and they don't have to innovate, and they don't have to change, and they don't have to be constantly looking for like what's better for the end user. And that's not you guys. And you're always coming out with something new and innovative. And like you said, like things are always changing and you have to stay on top of that. But I love the approach of like, how can we package this up? What other benefits can we include with XYZ products so that whoever's using the product, one, they're getting the main core, benefit of it, but two, here's some extra things on top of it. And I absolutely love that. And then education. It is something that we're very passionate about. It's something that and I've talked about this tons of times, John's talked about this, Edgar, when our journeys in the beginning, it wasn't something that was easy to find. And if you did find it, like it was 50-50 on whether it was going to be quality, and it was 50-50 if it was quality on whether you were going to get blasted or talked down to or belittled in the training event because you asked a question or something like that. And so it's fun for me to see and be a part of the industry kind of shifting to like this inclusiveness, we want everyone to be better. We want better professionals. I mean, we're passionate about that. Like we're pool professionals. We are not pool cleaners. Like, and education helps elevate that. And then now to see like you guys being on the forefront and being the early adopters of a new way of training people. And then to me, just seeing the access, like I said, that it opens up to, like, man, that is so freaking cool. So I love what you guys are doing. I think it's awesome. Keep it up. And I didn't, never get stagnant.
No pun intended, right? Stagnant water.
Yeah.
No drums, please.
Yeah.
Got
Phil Collins.
PTSD.
I'm so doing that intro at the Women's Summit. You're going to get mad at me, but I'm so doing it.
I'm already mad at you. You haven't even done it yet.
Hey, before we close the day, I do want to give a huge shout out to somebody, legend in the industry. It is his birthday today. He did not want for everybody to know that it was his birthday today, but you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to normally do. I'm just going to run with scissors. Mr. Steve Barnes, happy birthday today.
Steve
I
Barnes,
hope
happy
that
birthday,
you
my friend.
have a
Happy
great
birthday.
birthday out there. Enjoy the weekend out there, my friend.
Edgar doesn't care what you think. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
You'll get the reference, Steve. You'll get the reference. Yeah.
Alicia, take us home.
Well, I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, thanks for having us on. We appreciate that. And we do like to highlight the fact that we're constantly changing and innovating. And I've been there I'm working on my 26th year now with Biolab. And one of the things that has kept me there is their focus on changing and growing and always being an active part of the industry, not a passive part of the industry. We want to be at the forefront of things. And I do have a passion for education, and it's been a really interesting journey for me in the last couple of years as we've kind of enveloped into this new AI-based training program, which I had a hard time with. It took me a minute to get there. But just to be a part of something that is innovative and new and quirky and different. And I don't like the way my avatar looks half the time, but I understand the importance and all that sort of stuff. So it's just been quite the journey for me. And I think that's just what I want my final thought to be, is to everyone that's listening, is don't be afraid to embrace the different stuff, the quirky stuff. Don't be afraid to be innovative on your own. You don't have to be Biolab sized to be innovative. You don't have to be a corporation to be innovative. You don't have to be, you can take care of 10 pools or 1,000 pools. You can own a business. You can be a manufacturer. You can do any number of things and still be innovative. So don't be afraid to embrace change. Try something new, do something new, and open your mind to what can be, because that's how we innovate every day, is we open our minds to what can be, and then we see where that takes us. And we fail a lot. We do. Like, if you see behind the scenes, we kill more products off than we launch, because that's part of innovation and figuring it out. So I think that's the final thought I wanted to give, was don't be afraid to try, and don't be afraid to innovate. You don't have to be a corporation to do that.
I love it.
Love it. Absolutely. Michael G.
Let me tell you, I graduated business school in 2008.
From Duke, we know.
And did you know I went
After going to Harvard.
I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to do that more often. I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Edgar?
That leaves me open to when things go wrong.
Right.
But 2008, if I would have told you, or if you would have told me that I'd be working in pool chemical industry, I would have no way, no how. But here I am. And it's fascinating. And it's like, I'm learning. It's, I'm learning that you have to constantly change, disrupt. This industry is like changing by the minute with all the market dynamics that are coming in and disrupting. It's just, I'm having a really good time. And it's because people like you, Zach and Edgar, that, it's not just, the products that I work on, it's the people I work with, like Alicia.
Right.
And the relationships that I'm building within the industry itself. You're talking about all the names of people who are listening. And one day, I hope I'll know those names. You know what I mean? Like Alicia does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's definitely a relationship industry.
Yes.
You build those relationships, they're lifelong.
But I can see no one told him once you're in,
Oh yeah,
you're never out.
Ted
Took a
did not
3-month temp position and forgot to leave.
Ted did not say that in the interview process. Yes.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So, I thought you were going down the road that you were, you used this word disruption. I thought he was going to spill the tea and just kind of laid it out
Not
back
yet,
now.
not
But no.
yet. We'll be back.
So
We'll be back.
here's everybody. They are going to do something that's absolutely amazing. It's going to change the industry. It is going to be a disruptor. But in order to listen to that, you're going to have to come back. When are you guys coming to do that?
I don't know. What did we decide?
I think it was August.
August?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody stay tuned. We will talk about that. We'll bring them back. And by the way, if you guys announce that anywhere else but here, I'm not going to talk to you for a long time.
Ooh.
So,
All right.
so there it
Noted.
is. All right. Hey, everybody. Hope that you enjoyed the podcast. Hope that you guys have a great weekend. Catch me and John next Wednesday on the Instagram Live. And to all of you that'll be out in Oxnard, we'll see you next week. Looking
And all
forward
of you
to
coming
it.
to the Women's Summit, even if he does play Phil Collins, I'll still be there to MC. So I'll see you there.
Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.